guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have got a very good topic to discuss about, since I took the test ride of both the Versys 300 and the BMW 310 GS. So it was a good thing that I got the Versys 300 to ride for a longer period of time, almost like 400 kilometers is what I rode for the whole day. So I can share more information on that bike compared to the BMW GS, which I rode for like about an hour or so. So a lot of people started posting this question saying that if we should buy a Versys 300 or the BMW GS. So I am not really sure what bike you should buy, but I can say my opinion and for what reason I liked which of these bikes. Guys, if you are first time to this channel, please consider subscribing. So I am basically into long distance touring. I do about like 35,000 kilometers per year. I have almost ridden across India. I'm in most places of India, Nepal, Bhutan and some other places. So in my channel you'll have a lot of information regarding touring in India. So if you are new to the channel, you can consider subscribing to the channel. So let's go ahead with the video. So the very first question, if I have to select between these two bikes, which bike should I select? So this is something which is the verdict of the video. So I am going to share this information in the beginning of the video. If I would have to select between these two bikes, I will select the Versys 300 for many reasons. And the first reason that I would like to select this bike over the BMW 310 GS is this. Please listen to the sound carefully. I'll just start this bike now for you. You can understand better. See, the moment it starts, okay, I'll just show you. अगर आप फिगर आउट कर सकते हो, इसमें देखो आपको कुछ कार्पेट का नॉइज जैसा आता है, खट 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 आता है. That is one issue I'm finding. Yeah, that's a problem with the bike. I feel थोड़ा सा refinement lack कर. This is something to deal with the refinement of both these bikes. Yeah, to be very honest, I am little more impressed with the Versys 300 as far as the refinement of the engine is concerned. If you listen carefully to the sound of both the engines, the 310 GS sounds little more unrefined than compared to the Versys, and also it has got little more vibration, as per me at least. Since I have taken these bikes on a ride, I felt the Versys is little bit more refined than the BMW 310 GS. Maybe, yeah, the reason might be it is a twin cylinder engine and the GS is a single cylinder engine, but whatever it is, both of these bikes are premiumly priced. Okay, so if at all I am going to select any of these bikes, I am definitely going to select the Versys 300 over the GS for this one biggest reason, provided the price of both these bikes has to come down by a lakh at least. So the Versys 300 right now is super highly priced. It's about 5.6 or 7 lakhs on road in Bangalore, which is super expensive for a 300cc bike. But yes, it has got a lot to offer in comparison to the GS. But had it been in a price segment of 4.5 lakhs, exactly where the GS is right now priced, then the Versys 300 is the best bike you should buy at that price. Honestly guys, 4.5 lakhs also justifies the price for this bike. I'll tell you why. And the GS 310 should be reduced by 1 lakh more. It should be around like 3.5 lakh to 4 lakh, where it is exactly right now placed at a price of about like 4.5 lakhs. That is too expensive for that bike considering what it offers. So if you ask me, if you look at the positive points, the top positive points of both this bike, if I had to pick the BMW 310 GS over the Versys, there are also some advantages over the Versys that I felt. The very first advantage with the GS 310 is that the looks. Honestly guys, it's a head turner, to be very honest. When you ride this bike, the BMW 310 GS in the cities, in the city or the highway, obviously a lot of people are going to ask you about the bike, what is the price and all that stuff, because the bike looks gorgeous and it looks similar to the bigger GS. So there is no doubt in the looks department, the BMW 310 GS is the finest looking bike in the country right now. Okay, when I talk about the look, it's not that the Versys 300 looks bad. It looks good. It has got its own character, but just that the BMW 310 GS from outside looks little better. But when you sit on both these bikes, the scenarios are completely different. When you sit on the BMW 310 GS on the top view, the cockpit view, it looks average with that odometer and the overall setup. It looks like a narrow bike. It looks like an ordinary bike for the rider at least. But when you sit on the Versys 300, trust me guys, it looks smaller from outside, but when you sit on the bike, the view is really amazing. I'll just show you the video how it looks. The view looks like you're riding a premium bike. That's how it feels. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is that the unlimited kilometer warranty for 3 years. Yeah, for a lot of people it might not matter because a lot of people will not make that many kilometers. But for me, for a person like me, I make a lot of kilometers. I'll make about 35,000 kilometers a year, so which is about like a lakh kilometer in 3 years. So for that matter, yeah, this is something which is really impressive with the BMW. Then the third point will be the service and maintenance cost. Yes, it might be at a higher at a higher level considering the other 300cc bikes, but if you compare it to the Versys, definitely the BMW is going to cost little more cheaper than the Kawasaki, because the Kawasaki's usually are expensive to maintain, and also with the spare part availability and all, also it takes little time. I don't know, maybe this problem would also be there with the 310 GS, but considering since all the things are manufactured here, so maybe we'll not have issues with the spare parts, and considerably it will be a little bit cheaper to maintain than the Versys 300. Now coming down to the Versys 300, why would I prefer this bike over the BMW 310 GS? Well, these are the reasons. The first thing is the refinement. As I said, the engine refinement is way more better than the 310 GS. Second, the lightest clutch. Guys, trust me, till now whatever bikes I've ridden, the Versys 300 clutch is the lightest one. So for that matter, you will not have problems in off-roads, you will not have issues with your city traffic. You know, like if you're staying in a place like Bangalore, what is the traffic you face if you're riding this bike always to your office or around the city. So that way the lightest clutch response. And the third point is the quality. Trust me guys, the quality of the Versys 300 is way better than the competitor. And the third benefit of the Versys 300 is that the tank range. It's a 17-liter tank. With compared to the BMW, it's almost a 5 to 6 liter of fuel that you can carry extra on your trip. So that means the fuel tank range is more than the 300. And the fourth advantage with the Versys 300 is that comfortable cruising speed would be around 120-125 kilometers. If you see the BMW 310 GS, it has got a comfortable speed of 100-110 kilometers per hour. That is the speed you can cruise on the highways. Whereas in the Versys 300, I have an edge of at least 10 to 15 kilometers more than this bike. So that's one more easy thing. And you don't feel that much stressed with the engine. The 120-125 speed will not be stressful for this bike. So these are the four major points for which I would select the Versys over the BMW 310 GS. These are the major points. Apart from that, there are at least 15 other points for which this bike has got a better advantage than the 310 GS. So let's go ahead with that. What does the Versys offer? As I said, the accessory list is about like 1.5 lakh extra which is spent on the bike. I think some of these accessories are useful and some of them are not useful for everyone. So maybe if the Kawasaki guys come up with a solution saying that these accessories are like optional things for you and they simply remove the cost from the bike, and that way also the bike cost is narrowed down by quite a marginal amount. So let's just go ahead with the accessory list. So this is one big debatable question, if you should have a alloy wheel or spoke wheel. Because see, every one of us is not going to do that big off-road with these bikes. So the people, we tour on highways, so most of our rides are highway, and sometimes we have 20-30% of off-road. I think for that the BMW 310 GS is absolutely fine with the alloy wheels. But yeah, if you're going to do a lot of off-roading, so not just off-roading, if you remember my Bhutan trip, I actually ran over a pothole with the Harley and the alloy got bent and then I didn't have any solution. So that doesn't happen so easily with the spoke wheel bikes. So the Versys offers an aluminium spoke wheel which costs about a lakh for this set. That's something which is like very expensive thing, which has already been installed with the Versys, which comes as a standard thing. If you wanted to change to spoke wheel with the BMW 310 GS, you'll also end up spending about like 60-70,000 rupees or a lakh, because for the Versys 650 it is about almost 2 lakh if you are planning to buy spoke wheels, considering, I mean, if you're planning for aluminum spoke wheel. So that way, well, aluminum or alloy, they have got their own positive and negatives, so that you can do a research on internet to understand more. Some of the people, they are not comfortable in fixing punctures with the spoke wheel, because it has got a lot of work to be done. You have to remove the wheel, remove the tires and do all that. Then the second accessory is the fog lamps. If you see the fog lamps with the Versys, they are Kawasaki branded. Actually, there's a brand called PIA, if you remember it. Quite old fog lamps, aux lamps sellers. So they are very good quality aux lamps. Actually, they are expensive aux lamps, you can say. And these two sets will cost about like 30-35,000 rupees. Again, it's a big cost. So that way. But yeah, honestly, they are not that great with the bike, because I rode it while returning back. It was raining and it was like night, but hardly anything was visible with those aux lamps. I'm not so happy with it, even though with that price you can buy better lamps. If Kawasaki considers removing this stuff and reducing the price, that also makes sense. We can put some money and buy better products for the bike. So that's one thing. But these things are coming with the Kawasaki. So that's one reason that I am trying to justify what the bike is trying to offer. Okay, so that's the second thing. The third thing is that I hope you have seen in my video that the BMW lights keep on vibrating. A lot of people, they say that yeah, it's an adventure bike, so it's flexible. It's not that the case. It's a poor quality. You can say the build quality is poor somewhere, or the fixtures are not that great. Maybe they will resolve that very soon. You see the Versys lights, they are very good quality. It's from the brand called Stanley. It's a very good brand, and when you see the light and the fixture, you can understand the quality of the product. So that's one advantage where it is. The crash guard. So Versys comes standard with the crash guard. So this is something which you will also need in the BMW, and these crash guards cost about like 15 to 20,000 rupees if you're buying from a branded shop, like let's say Hepcobic or any other branded. These are very good quality crash guard. The bike which I was riding had already taken a couple of falls, but still it is all intact. The body is intact. Nothing has happened with the bike. So these are quality stuff, crash guards. You can say that also will cost about 15 to 20,000 rupees. Even if you plan for the BMW, it's going to cost the same way. You have to install anyway the crash guard. So that is something which you have to again spend on it. Then the fourth accessory would be the main stand. That's something which is important in these adventure bikes. So if you are going to install a main stand, again 12 to 15,000 rupees for the main stand. That's what it costs for the 650. So I'm sure that it costs the same for the 300 as well. So that's one thing. Then there is already a power socket. Again, the power socket will cost about some 2,000 rupees or something. It's a you can say the same socket as the car charging point. So that is already installed with the Versys. So knuckle guards is also standard with the Versys. It comes loaded. You don't have to buy that. For the GS you have to buy it. Radiator guard is also installed in the Versys. This is very important if you are doing some dirt or off-roading stuff and stones come and hit the radiator. That's going to be risky. So again, for the GS you have to buy that. So that again might cost you about 5 to 6k. Windshield. If you see, the Versys has got a better windshield compared to GS. The GS hardly have got any windshield. The small visor kind of thing, it's of no use, so you have to install a windshield, and these windshields are really costly. If you're going for a cheaper windshield, again they will get scratches easily, and there are a lot of demerits if you go with a cheaper windshield. So if you go for a branded one, it is going to cost you about like 7 to 10,000 rupees. That is something which is again needed to be installed on the GS, whereas it comes standard with the Versys. And above all, there is a pannier. There is a worthless pannier which is installed to Versys. Well, I would say it's a waste of money, because that pannier is of no use, I can say, and I am sure they might have costed about some 10 to 12,000 or 15,000 rupees. You never know with the pannier stand and all that. So these are a couple of things. If you see, they might range, considering the spoke wheels and these accessories, it would be something more than 1.5 lakh of cost, which is pre-installed with the Versys 300. That is one more reason for which the price of the bike has gone up. Maybe Kawasaki will consider to remove these accessories, or they will make some of these accessories optional. So these are a couple of things which come standard with the Versys, and because of that, it makes it a better value for money bike. Now coming down to the ride quality of both the bikes, actually to be very honest, these both bikes are good in handling department. They all feel nice and comfortable to ride. The Versys, yeah, it will have an edge, slight edge on off-roads because of the spoke wheels compared to the GS. But otherwise, both of these bikes have got a very good brakes. Both the bikes have got very good brakes. Good, I mean, decent pickup. Yeah, the Versys 300 is little bit more powerful than the GS, and as I said, the top speed of the Versys 300 is also more. You can at least do like 160 165 kilometer per hour, because as the Ninja 300 manages to do about like 180 speeds, so considering that way, the Versys 300 should easily do about like 155 or 60 kilometers per hour. So that's one advantage again with the Versys, considering the BMW top speed to be about 145 or 50. So if you're considering highway rides, yeah, the Versys 300 will be more comfortable. Off-roads, yeah, Versys 300 will be more comfortable. City rides, both of them are equal, because I like both the bikes. It is quite easy to navigate between traffic, and overall they both are good. Yeah, considering the seat height, the 310 GS is little on the higher side compared to the Versys 300, but then BMW is also coming up with the 820 seat. That should be fine with me, so that way both of them are equally good at city. Headlights, I think both of them doesn't make sense. You have to install extra aux lamps, good quality aux lamps for night rides, so both are equally. These are a couple of things that I observed with both the bikes, and I wanted to share with you. If you guys have any specific questions, just post a comment in this video. I will answer them as quickly as possible, or else I'll sum up all these questions and make a different video for that. But otherwise, yeah, overall I felt the Versys 300 is a better package, considering the accessories and the value that it offers. The BMW, yeah, I'll be very honest, I actually liked the bike, but just that the engine refinement has to be taken care. If some way BMW fixes that and reduces the price little down, then I think BMW is a good bike to buy. It's better you guys wait. If you guys are planning to buy any of these bikes, I would suggest you wait for some more days. Even the Versys price is also coming down, so let's see after the deduction of the price what is there that the Versys is offering. So based on that, you can actually take a decision of your own. That's all about it, friends. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know this is a longer video, but I can't help it. There's so many things that I have to discuss. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up to the video, and you can also share this with your friends or anyone who is looking for a bike with this category, with this price segment. And guys, please consider subscribing to the channel. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Take care.